Alright, Will from UTV Outlaws. So I usually keep this machine pretty clean, but we've been out testing with it lately. So you guys probably seen in the last video, this thing was hitting the rev limiter out of the hole. So we're gonna go in there. I got a QSC primary on this thing, as you can see inside there. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this apart. We're gonna change the weight just a little bit, try to give it a little bit more base weight. Try to keep it off the rev limiter, out of the hole. Yep. And then we're gonna go ahead and notch these weights. So we're gonna show you guys that process. We're trying to get just a little bit more RPMs out of it. So basically, it's coming out of the hole, and the machine itself is probably 2,600, 2,700. The problem is the tune is for 2,500. You really want a 200 to 300 threshold instead of a 100 to 200. So we're just gonna make a slight notch to the weights in there. Alright, so on this primary, we went ahead and pulled the belt. On this primary here, if you guys have one of these, you need like a thin wall socket to get in there. What is that, a 3/8? Yeah, 3/8.
Thin wall.
Yeah, so we got a pretty heavy duty spring in there right now, so if you got an extra hand, maybe someone that can give you a hand with this.
Well, the spring that comes with your normal QSC is fine, not that bad.
Yeah.
This one is going to be...
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger of a spring, a little longer and stuff like that, so it's under a little bit of a load. So generally, if it's by yourself or whatever, you could just take your time just backing out, one screw at a time, just a little bit at a time. But if you got someone that can give you a hand with it, it just makes it a little bit easier. So all right, we'll go ahead and get this cover pulled, and we'll show you what we got going inside. All right, so we went ahead and pulled that cover off. There's 6 bolts that hold that thing on there. So you can see that's the spring that's on it right now. It's pretty heavy duty spring. So
and there's a shim.
Yeah, and there's a shim to it, yep. So when we notch this, we might not have to run the shim. So the idea is the bigger this is, the bigger that spring is, the longer it is, the higher your engagement's gonna be. So I put the shim in there to try to get a little bit more RPMs out of it, but it needs even a little bit more yet. So we're gonna go ahead and pull all these fingers, and then we'll show you on the bench with the fingers.
All right, so I'm trying to mark up these fingers here. You might be able to see it, but basically there's a ridge here, and this ridge, about a 1/16 up, is your center line, roughly where the weight is gonna, the center of the weight is. So basically we're just gonna bowl out this very little. If you do it too much, you'll be taking off at 9,000 RPMs. But we're just gonna try to take a little bit out and see how it does. But I made a center mark, and I tried to match the same marks on both sides. At the end of the day, it's just gonna be by eye. But we're gonna try to strap this thing up here and try to notch it out a little bit with a Dremel and see where that takes us.
He kind of gave me a diagram to go off of, stuff like that, some kind of ideas. These guys have been real cool too. QSC has been real cool to work with. So.
And here, there's a picture right here with a line where we sent him a picture of our clutch, and that's the center line.
Yeah, he showed us exactly where the center line should be for taking out material. So we're gonna go ahead. We're just gonna clean this up just a little bit, just to get a little bit more out of it, and we'll see how it goes.
Alright, so we notched it out a little bit, and it isn't a crazy amount, but I think it's just enough. They're all 3 notched. They all feel about the same. They all look about the same. And then after it got done with that, all we did is just buffed it up. A little buffing wheel on Dremel. Clean them right back up. But don't think it's going to take much. All we're trying to do is give it enough clearance for these fingers to come up just a little bit more, which will then raise our RPM before it engages.
Yeah, we're not looking to go crazy with it. We're trying to do a couple hundred.
100, would probably get us by.
Yeah, we're not looking to do a lot with it. Now, we do have a little bit of fudge room because we got that spacer, it's still in the primary there. So if we go a little bit too much, we can always pull that spacer back out of there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that shim for the mainspring.
The shim added.
Yeah, a couple hundred is what they were thinking. So, all right, we're going to reassemble these, put all the weights back in them, and then we'll show you guys what that looks like.
Alright guys, so got all these weights back in here. We had a little bit more base weight because we were hitting our rev limiter out there. But all these are tightened down and thread locked. And
yeah, you just use blue Loctite on it.
Yeah. And they're all buffed up. They look good. So we're going to go ahead and put these in and try to get everything assembled and maybe try to go take a rip. See where we're at. Alright, so blew out the clutch. Got all the fingers in there, got them tightened down. Got the outer cover back on, got the belt back on, and now we're going to see what the engagement is. And if the engagement seems alright, well then we're going to go give her some hits and see if we can get it to stay off the rev limiter.
Alright, so this is typically 26 to 2700. The best way I've been told to check this is to put it low and then just slowly bring it up, and as soon as it starts creeping, that's where your engagement's at. So go ahead. Take more out of them. Alright, Tim, what are we doing here?
Well, so last time we told you we had it all back together and we were going to check it out. Well, let's just say that we added a bigger base weight right here because we were hitting the rev limiter out of the hole. So now that drew the RPM down, and
so put us right back pretty much in the same spot.
Yeah, we were actually just a little bit less than where we were at, so we still need to go from where we were just at. We needed to probably go up 350 RPM, right? What do you say?
Yeah, probably. Yep,
probably roughly 350 RPM. So
keep in mind too, we still got the spacer in there, so that gives us a little bit more fudge room. So yeah, I guess we can set it down on a table and I can take a little video.
Well, I have these other fingers that are similar.
Sure.
Okay, so if you look at the distance from
that whole heel right there,
this point right here to this point right here, I mean, there's nothing. There's something. So like this is the area that came out, probably from roughly right here to right here. We just took that down. Mm-hmm. And you can actually, with this in your clutch, with how would it be in there? So it'd be in there like this. So with this in there, you can actually see where it's hitting the weight to try to line it up. But yeah, with these in there, you can see right where it was hitting. So we took it out, and I took quite a bit out. So let's
we're gonna go try this out.
Hope it don't take off around 4K.
Yeah, we're gonna go try this out.
Nasty.
We'll let you guys know what we figure out.
Alright guys, so it's all buttoned back up for the second time. We took quite a bit out of it this next run. For pointers, you guys should probably just take a little bit at a time because you don't know how much it's going to
Yeah, it only takes you 10 minutes to pull it back apart. not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But just take it a little bit at a time. Try to get your RPMs right where you want it out of the hole.
So we're gonna go ahead and fire this up and see what she does. But it's completely back together. Everything's tightened down. The fingers are back in. Belt's back on. So, you ready? Let's see what we got going here.
Yeah.
That's high.
Yeah. What was it at? A little bit more than that?
2650 to 27.
Okay. So consistency.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna let you guys. We're gonna let this thing warm up a little bit, and then maybe we're gonna check out this two-step again here in just a second. Alright. Holy! Alright guys, we were kind of cut short on time here. We had to get out. We were testing. We had this big race event that we had planned. So we're just trying to do some last minute tweaking on the clutch just to try to even get it close. If you guys can like, share, and subscribe this video. Subscribing is the best way to support us. If you guys stick around here at the end, we'll have a little teaser clip for the upcoming footage on that. So, alright, we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.
That Evo car's running.